Orbiting satellites in space power the Global Positioning System, or GPS.
The technology is essential to transportation, banking, and emergency operations across the U.S., but experts say the country's GPS systems may be more vulnerable than you might think.
In this Spotlight on America report, correspondent Chris Daniels explains the threat and a possible solution.
That system high in the sky concerns Major General Gent Welsh down here on the ground.
Do you think this is on the public's radar?
Absolutely not on the public's radar, and really anybody's use of GPS is heavily dependent on somebody that does not have nefarious intent.
Welsh is the commanding general for the Washington State Army and Air National Guard forces and oversees the state's emergency management program based at Camp Murray, and says the American way of life relies on timing from GPS signals.
It's used ubiquitously now for pretty much everything from figuring out where you're at, driving down the road, to where your delivery's at, to our air traffic control system.
Yeah, 911, banking, hospitals, all impacted by any sort of GPS failure.
Yep, absolutely. So we don't have something that we could instantly pivot to right now in the country, and I honestly think that makes us less safe.
Welsh's concerns center around jamming or spoofing signals by a foreign adversary. In late summer of 2025, an EU leader's plane's navigation was jammed over Bulgaria, allegedly by Russian attackers.
The GPS provides positioning, navigation, and timing. It's technology infrastructure for all kinds of things, from telecommunications to financial transactions to the internet.
Dana Goward has written extensively on the topic, the near misses, failures, and worse, as the president of the Resilient Navigation and Timing Foundation.
This is a national security problem. It's a homeland security problem. It's a national economic security problem.
He argues that the federal government needs to develop a secondary system to avoid disaster.
That's where broadcasting comes in.
The National Association of Broadcasters argues it can be done using existing infrastructure with broadcast towers and next-generation TV signals.
It would be like having GPS satellites but on the ground instead of in space, and of course on different frequencies and different power levels.
Goward also points to the lack of urgency when it comes to bolstering the GPS system. The GPS.gov website has not been updated since February because of staffing shortages. The FAA told Spotlight on America it has a layered aircraft tracking system that incorporates multiple technologies to guard against threats and is developing an anti-jamming system and advancing satellite navigation capabilities through dual frequency operations.
We need to get the bullseye off of GPS so that it's not the single point of failure for America.
That's one that I think probably has some merit. That's what we call terrestrial versus a satellite solution.
Welsh sees the potential of a complementary broadcast solution to avoid an emergency scenario.
All you have to do is you set up a jammer maybe outside of SeaTac. All you got to do is overpower that signal, and the jets that are trying to take off all of a sudden are either giving a bad GPS reading, which is sort of the spoofing aspect, or they're just not working at all.
Is there a viable backup system?
Not really. Not right now.
And until then, the questions will linger on the ground and in the sky. I'm Chris Daniels for Spotlight in America near Tacoma, Washington.